Have you ever thought about how a single event happening in just one corner of the world could bring planes to a halt thousands of miles away? Well, today we're going to dive into how a recently awakened volcano did exactly that. It's a heck of a reminder of just how connected and fragile our world really is.
So it really all boils down to this one kind of epic question. What actually happens when a giant that's been sleeping since like the dawn of agriculture suddenly decides to wake up?
All right, to really get a grip on how massive this eruption was, we first have to appreciate the silence, the really, really long silence that came before it.
12,000 years. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that number for a second. That's how long Hayli Gubbi was quiet. To put that in perspective, this volcano went to sleep before the pyramids were even a blueprint, way before the Roman Empire. Pretty much all of human history as we know it happened while this thing was just sleeping.
And this idea of dormancy is super important. It doesn't mean the volcano is dead, not at all. It's just resting. Deep down below the surface, all that geological pressure is building and building, which makes an eruption a question of when, not if.
And then that question was answered. The long, long slumber was over, and the eruption began. And this wasn't just any eruption. This was an event on an epic, truly global scale. It happened in late 2025. That ancient giant in Ethiopia, Hayli Gubbi, finally roared back to life. Its 12,000-year nap was officially over, and a major global event was just getting started. Now, this was not some gentle burp of smoke. We're talking a violent, massive explosion. It launched a column of ash 14 kilometers, that's almost 9 miles, straight up into the sky, punching right through the clouds and deep into the stratosphere. And that 14-kilometer number? That's the critical piece of the puzzle. See, commercial jets usually cruise at around 11 kilometers. So that ash cloud wasn't just drifting into flight paths. It completely swallowed them. And you have to understand, volcanic ash isn't like campfire smoke. It's made of tiny, super sharp particles of rock and glass. It can sandblast a cockpit windshield, and even worse, if it gets sucked into a hot jet engine, it melts back into glass and causes the engine to fail. Catastrophic stuff.
An eruption this powerful never, ever stays local. Once that ash got blasted into the upper atmosphere, it was like dropping a ton of ink into a raging river. The jet streams up there just grabbed it and started carrying it all across the globe.
And the speed of the spread was just alarming. Okay, day 1, it's a localized problem over Ethiopia. But by day 2, nope. That cloud had already blanketed huge parts of Africa and the Middle East. And just 2 days after that, it was choking the skies over South Asia. I mean, the sheer scale of this is staggering. You've got Africa, the Middle East, South Asia. A single eruption in a single country was now directly impacting the airspace and the environment of 3 different continents. And the ripple effects were only just beginning.
So, this is where this incredible natural force collides head-on with our modern world. The global aviation network, which is basically the circulatory system of our planet, right, was facing a major blockage.
With volcanic ash having the power to literally destroy jet engines in mid-flight, there was absolutely zero room for hesitation. The global response from the aviation world was incredibly fast and coordinated, all with one goal: keep people safe. And the response protocol they followed was really a masterclass in logistics. So first, satellites and sensors tracked the clouds' every single move in real time. Second, using that data, any flight scheduled to go anywhere near that danger zone was immediately canceled, just grounded. And finally, air traffic controllers started working on this massive, constantly shifting puzzle of rerouting thousands of other flights around the cloud. So as the immediate travel crisis started to ease up, a whole new chapter began. For scientists, this eruption basically became a massive, unplanned experiment, a huge opportunity to study what happens when you pump millions of tons of particles way up into our atmosphere. And the main thing to get here is that even as the ash settles, the story isn't over, not by a long shot. The eruption's signature is now written across our atmosphere, and the long-term consequences are just now starting to unfold. Right now, the scientific community is zeroed in on 3 key areas. First, the weather. Is all that sunlight-blocking ash going to shift climate patterns? Second, the environment. How does this affect air quality on the ground and fragile ecosystems? And finally, of course, human safety. What are the long-term health effects for all the people living in the fallout zones? So yeah, the ash from Hayli Gubbi is settling,
but it left behind a pretty clear warning written across the sky. It's a powerful reminder of these incredible forces that are just sleeping right beneath our feet. And it really leaves us with one crucial question. Are we ready for the next one?